welcome back to Spooktober video 3. Is that what we're calling this again? I forget every time. I've just filmed the end of the other one. I've been calling it that. We have digged out some more horror films. I'm going to show you guys them and I'll just do a quick whiz through and then we'll watch, maybe we're going to watch one or two this evening, so I'm really excited. But yeah, we've digged out some more because we want to have a bigger selection as well on our plate. So one of them that we found that we've dug out is Leprechaun with Jennifer Aniston and Warwick Davis. And this, I don't know whether this would be Halloweeny horror, like maybe it would be better to watch it on St. Patrick's Day, but I know it's like supposed to be spooky. And I've always wanted to watch this for a while. I think it's going to be overly cheesy, but I'm interested, I'm ready. So I'm going to show you these ones. These ones are downstairs, but I just went to grab Leprechaun. So yeah, let me show you what we've got on the pile. We might not watch all these, they're just kind of possibilities for the little area we've got. We've got like a little shelf at the moment for the October ones, and we kind of felt like we wanted a few more in there. Okay, so some of the new ones we've added is we've got The Tenant, which is Josh's film, and I was like, I don't really know if I want to watch that, but here are the back out, and it actually sounded interesting, and it's got this guy in who he keeps trying to make as a plus. What is he from? Oh, and Kirsten Dunst. Oh no, not Kirsten Dunst. Somebody else. Kristen Dalton. Nothing the same. Well, K and D. We've got The Addams Family. Really happy about this one. I haven't seen this in ages because I owned the Addams Family Values for a really long time, but not the Addams Family. Oh, we've also added in Regression. I forgot, so I haven't talked about this one before. With Ethan Hawke and Emma Watson. Okay, I know I've said before I don't like Ethan Hawke, but sometimes he's okay. I definitely prefer more modern Ethan Hawke, I will say. And obviously I love Emma Watson. So, yep. We have Friday the 13th, classic. You know, I don't really remember seeing this. Like, I've seen it years ago, for sure, but I don't even know if I've seen the whole thing, so I don't know. Oh, that was already in my video before. And we have The Uninvited, which I've seen and I enjoyed. I think it's a good film. Interesting. Might rewatch that one. We do have a fun, like, cheesy Halloween ones to rewatch as well, like Goosebumps, Paranorman, and there was another one. What, do you know what it was? I don't remember. We've got No Vacancy, which I haven't seen, with Kate Beckinsale and Luke Wilson, which I think looks interesting. I heard someone talking about this one the other day and I thought, that's interesting, and then we found it. And we also have The Village, M. Night Shyamalan, because of course we watched The Visit in our first one of these and wanted some more, and we have these actually for the future. Well, actually I'll just show you them in the future video when we do them, but Josh is actually writing these on pieces of paper and we're going to pick that way, which isn't my favourite way to pick, but there we go.
I'm lost where I want to. You've taken some out now.
Oh. Well, which? I only took... You did... I don't think you did any of these.
Regression. Just give me Regression.
Oh, Regression. There you go. Okay, so we also have these little Halloween bags, which I was going to do something with in a future video, but Josh wanted to put a little piece of paper in it now anyway.
Take them out anyway.
And so, I'm going to show you this one. This is Josh's one. I'll save this one for another time. And we're going to put them in there and pick them out of the bag hat. It's actually cool because he's got a hat. It looks like the Mad Hatter's hat on this sugar skull. So, yeah. Are you going to pick? Or you can unravel it, actually. Let's see. Oh! Sweeney Todd. You've wanted to watch that for ages anyway.
I love Sweeney Todd, me.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. I've been looking forward to watching it for the most part. Well, I have, because I wanted to watch it until you watched Repo. Until you kept putting me off, because you kept making me want to watch one I didn't want to. But now, actually, that was one that I was thinking, yeah, I could watch. Plus, it's coming up on my shelf, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is that too. And I haven't seen it. And it's Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, Helen Bonham Carter. I just hope that
good Sunday film, really.
I hope I like it.
I remember once, I think my dad was going to watch it, or it was on TV, and my dad hates these musical films, yeah. Oh. And it was one of the HMV ones we got, not HMV, one of the Love Film ones we got given, yeah. And he was livid. Oh, he hated every minute of it. He just walked out eventually.
So here it is, Sweeney Todd. This is what we're going to be watching, and I am quite excited. Like I say, Josh, for the last couple of... I think what happened was actually, he was like, oh, can we watch Sweeney Todd? And I was like, well, no, because I didn't want to film the Spooktober video. So.
Is that it? Why?
Well, when we watched Don't Breathe, I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just watch it. But for Sweeney Todd, I felt like I really needed my initial reaction. Like, I really wanted to be there, because we watched Don't Breathe like a couple of nights ago, and then I talked about it in Spooktober 2, like 2 days later. Does this all make sense? Like, these videos are all entwining into one. It's very confusing. I'm sorry. This isn't working out as I expected. But either way, I'm going to be watching Sweeney Todd. Okay guys, so I just want to do a bit of an update here. Hopefully in the last clip I was talking about watching Sweeney Todd. I've watched, I think, an hour of this. How long is this film? 111 minutes. Yeah, I watched about an hour of it, or 45 minutes maybe. And I'm really enjoying it so far, but I haven't finished watching it yet, because on the day that I was watching it, as we kind of got further in, which sounds weird, I said this in another video, I got really hungry, like not because of the film, just because I was generally really hungry. So I ended up going and making tea and didn't get back to the film. And now the problem I've now ran into is Josh has seen this film a bunch of times. Like, he's seen it probably more than 10 times, he says, like, seen it quite a lot. And so I haven't seen the film, so I want to watch the end, so I'm just going to go and watch the end on my own at some point in the near future. Because I really want to finish the film. I remember where we're at, I remember everything that's gone on, I'm enjoying it. I think it's great so far. I'm looking forward to finishing it, and he's seen it. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm not really bothered about watching that the end just yet. Can we watch this? So he'll pick something like he hasn't seen to watch instead. So I've ended up not watching the end yet. But yes, I will get to this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to review this one in a Thoughts on Films video when I finish it. So that'll be reviewed there. But I also wanted to just mention 2 that I've watched for October for Halloween as well. That I didn't really film watching, which is some little mini reviews in here as well. The first one being Final Destination 5. I've seen 1 to 3 and 4, but 1 to 3 when I was growing up, I watched them quite a few times, and then 4 I had seen but only once, like that's the race car one, and this one I hadn't seen. And to be honest, it was just okay. I think I gave 3 stars. It was just okay. It's kind of that repeated formula, and I just thought, yeah, this is okay, but not great. The only kind of, I feel like now with this being the 5th, you're kind of just waiting for the death scenes, which is kind of weird, but that's kind of what the film is, these death scenes, kind of elaborate things, and that's kind of all it felt like. So this was just okay. I think as I've gotten older, I'm not the biggest fan of the Final Destination films. I think they're alright. I think I really quite like the first 2. The third one I don't like very much, because that one was creeped me out, but the first 2 I think are pretty good. I haven't watched them in years, so I don't know whether they still would be, but yeah, this 5th one was just okay. And then the other thing I watched was Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein, and I used to love the Alvin and the Chipmunks TV show when I was younger. I grew up watching it and I completely loved it, but I hadn't seen any of these kind of films of the like animated hand-drawn chipmunks. And I actually really enjoyed this. I thought it was super cute. I forgot that it would have songs in it, and of course it did, and the songs were great. It was really sweet, and this is a great little Halloween watch. So maybe next year, if you are looking for like a cute Halloween cartoon film, this is definitely one of them. I thought it was really cute, and I definitely will rewatch this one again at some point. You know, basically it is what it is. The chipmunks are working in this kind of like theme park, and Frankenstein is kind of one of the attractions, but they don't know that it's like the real Frankenstein. I think it's just like a fake one. And then all things ensue. It kind of reminds me of a bit of a mix of Scooby-Doo and the Chipmunks. Like, it's cute, it's fun, and it's got songs. So yeah, and I love Theodore. He's my absolute favourite. So yeah, I gave this one 3.5 stars, and I really quite enjoyed this. So yeah, this is going to be added to my kind of Halloween-y movie collection. Like, obviously I've got some horrors and I've got some Halloween-y ones that I like to kind of mix up in October. So yeah, this is a good Halloween-y one. Today I'm going to be doing, well, we're going to be doing some Halloween stuff. A Halloween spooky haunted gingerbread house, I'm really excited about, and of course pumpkin carving. So I wanted to do this as a separate vlog rather than Spooktober, because yeah, the sun is like in the way. But anyway, so off to pick up some bits and pieces for like decorating the gingerbread house. We've got all the stuff to make the gingerbread itself, but just some fun and decorations, which is the best part really, to go and pick up, like picking out what we can get. So hopefully we'll find some really cool stuff. Okay, so this is going to be the shape of our gingerbread Halloween house. Pretty excited about it. Are you?
Yeah, I need to flip it round though.
Oh no, why?
Because I can't cut that way very well.
Yeah, I think you can just as well as the other way. Okay, so here's a side of our house cooling. And then we have, that was actually the front. I mean, this is the side. We've got some little graveyards cooling, and it actually tastes really good. This was our test pieces. This is just nothing. And it's actually nice. I'm really happy with it. So hopefully it'll come together well. I'm going to put it in this tin to cool, because it's still really hot. And I know I've only got 2 nails painted. I need to sort out, and I want to do some Halloweeny nails as opposed to a bit of purple. And with what's left over, we're going to do a pumpkin gingerbread cookie, and just share that between us. I don't think we'll have enough left over to 2 of these. But I've also got these here. I don't know what these are. Oh, it's to make the pumpkin face. Like the eyes, the mouth. Is this a little moon? I don't know. I got this last year and never used it, so I've just opened it up now.
Got it the wrong way around.
I thought it... Huh? Oh, damn it. I have to do it that way now.
Be really careful.
Okay, so we're about to do our pumpkin carving. We've kind of left it a little bit late. It's Sunday, obviously Halloween's on Tuesday, but a lot of the house is decorated, so I have shown some little parts of that. We haven't done our pumpkins yet. I don't know, this year we just haven't... I thought that this was going to be the best October and the best Halloween, but then a lot of other things came up, and we had a lot of things on our mind, so some negative stuff, but then positive things. Super Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origins have both been incredible. We've been playing those, I'm loving those, they're fantastic. So I guess then they kind of sucked time, but they came out on Friday, so on Friday and then Saturday and today Sunday, we've been playing those a bit and loving those. But now it's time to carve our pumpkins. We got them at the beginning of October, we were all ready, so I'm really looking forward to it. I want to do something different this year, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but you guys will see. Okay, so this is the drawing of my pumpkin. I know it's not the best, but I feel like we don't have as much time, and really honestly, my pumpkins are never amazing, but I thought this was different. And I think it'll look better when I've done it. Like, I saw a picture online and I was like, yeah, so, you know, I think it could come together. I think these parts are supposed to be smaller. Okay, and here is Josh's pumpkin design, pre-carving, pre-even emptying the pumpkin out. So now we've got to do the gross bit and take all the middle out.
You got a bag?
I've got like a bag and bowl, and we'll do it at the table. I do.
So I actually think I made a whole a bit smaller as well.
See, I tried to do mine large because I've made that mistake before. It's alright, your pumpkin's just a lot bigger though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, your pumpkin's really deep. Wow. our gingerbread pieces all set and ready to go. We've got this black board which we're going to set the house on, so we're just going to make some icing and glue it all together. Okay, so here are the bits and bobs that we have to put on the gingerbread house. I'm forgetting what it's called. But yes, we've got some black food colouring, some icing. We've obviously got a big thing of icing. These are Halloween colours. There's just a load of stuff in there. And we've also got these. We've got some skulls and bits and bobs. Okay, so we've got a slight form together. It's really hard to get it to stick, so we've got these jars holding it up until it's all set. And the trays, we're going to decorate that anyway, so it's fine. Okay, so the gingerbread house really didn't go too well to plan. It was super difficult to get things to stick on. Like you can see here, there was like a bit more of the door and it's fell off. And round here, okay, someone's obviously eaten them. There was like a bunch of these because we originally had them stuck all the way around the house and they just kept sliding off. That's why there's like some sugar there. And like you can even see the windows were like sliding down, like it just really wasn't working out. And I'm not sure why, I think maybe it was the icing that we used, but either way, we didn't mind because I like the shape of the house and I like the structure of it. I think that kind of worked. We tried to put up some little fences, which I quite liked. Don't know what's going on here. I think there was like a selection of sweets here, and I think what's happened is, I think Josh has been eating them. I think that's what's happened there. I don't know what this, like I say, these were on top of the house. We've got some kind of grass here. It's a little black path. There's some little ghosts, little people in the windows, which are the skulls. And I like this bit at the top. We've just got some little things there and licorices here. And I like the roofs. So, you know, it didn't work out, but we gave it a try. And I didn't film when we were putting the decorations on because it was really like stressful putting the decorations on because it really wasn't working. So we were trying to do it and then I just didn't get a chance to pick up the camera. Oh, there's some little bats here as well. Can you see? Little bats in the little roofs. There's another one there. Yeah, so that was our gingerbread house. It was a bit of a fail, but never mind. It was still fun to do. And the gingerbread itself tastes good because, you know, we made some little extra ones and we had 3 little gravestones here, but they just kept falling down, so we ate them. So yeah, that's the gingerbread house. Okay everybody, so tonight is Halloween, so happy Halloween. I'll be uploading this video probably a couple of days after Halloween. So this is going to be the last Spooktober video. I know there wasn't too many and I know we didn't watch as many horror films as planned. It just kind of didn't pan out that way, which is interesting because I spoke to a few people who had the same issue. Like they planned to watch a lot of Halloween films and spooky films, it just didn't work out. But obviously it's not really too much of a big deal because I don't mind watching Halloween-y type films like all year round. It's not just focused on October.
You watch horror films all year round.
Yeah, or like I really wanted to watch Paranorman and I'm upset I didn't get to watch it, but you know, in next week we could watch Paranorman and I don't really think it's an issue. Anyway, so it's Halloween tonight and I did a little vlog which I thought I was going to put in a vlog of like carving pumpkins and the gingerbread house that we made, and I've decided I'm going to put that in this video here. So I'll put that in after I tell you what film we'll be watching tonight. Now, because the best film that we watched, you know what, I literally just was like, what is that noise? What is Josh doing? And I thought, oh, I just won't say anything. I don't know if you could hear it. And I've realised what it is. It was him opening up a biscuit box and getting a biscuit. Anyway, because what you take the opportunity while I was making the video to steal a biscuit. No, our favourite film that we watched so far during October for Halloween was The Visit. So we thought, what better way to have a Halloween film than to go with The Village, which is another M. Night Shyamalan film, and we talked about this film before we were going to watch The Visit, and Josh said, you know, he really liked The Village, he'd watched it a few times, and I said, you know, I've never watched it, but I own it, I've always kind of been interested in it, so yeah, I'm really excited to watch this one. I don't even think it's too long, 103 minutes, and yeah, I quite like M. Night Shyamalan. I know some people don't, but I think after watching The Visit and Split, both in this year, both of which I really enjoyed, hopefully I'll enjoy this one as well. And yeah, so this is what we're going to watch for our Halloween. Maybe not the Halloweeniest movie, but like I say, just because we loved The Visit so much, we decided to go ahead and go along with this one. So let's see what we think. Okay, so we are done watching The Visit and... no, not The Visit, The Village. Okay, I was a little bit disappointed for two reasons. First of all, it is quite a slow film, which is fine sometimes, but in this one I was kind of finding it a little bit too slow. It's like an hour 45 minutes and I feel like it could have been cut down a little bit. I was kind of getting a little bit bored in places. And the second problem is, in the first, like, right, okay, there's like, obviously, you know, it's an M. Night Shyamalan film, there's going to be some twists, like, you always kind of know that going in. And that's fine, because I quite like his twists. And this one's kind of like three little twists. And the first thing, within the first 5 minutes of the film, I was like, oh, da-da-da. And obviously Josh has seen the film, so he's there trying to be like, cover up this whole situation. And I guess the thing, because it seemed really obvious, that's what I thought, oh, was going on. And then, anyway, he kind of says this thing, and it kind of like puts me off the trail a bit. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. And then like things are going on, it's like 45 minutes, 50 minutes in, and then I'm like, okay, what I think is da-da-da, da-da-da, and I say pretty much the whole film. Did I not? Mm-hmm. And does the whole, everything what was going to happen, which might seem, I feel like the problem was I'd watched, I don't want to ruin the film, I'd watched some films based around a similar theme, and I'd read some books on a similar theme. I'd like seen things about it, so I feel like maybe if I would have watched this when it just come out, I wouldn't have had this
yeah, because you would have been like 12 years old or something.
Well, yeah, had I been younger, I would have been surprised. I feel
yeah,
like
when you were a young kid watching that film, it's like, wow!
So I gave it 3. Just because I found it a little bit slow, and I was able to guess the whole film. Like, there was nothing that I didn't see coming, so I was really disappointed. But however, there was one thing that I was like predicted, but I wasn't. I thought maybe I was like overshotting it a bit. I was like, oh, maybe that's not gonna happen, you know, maybe that's a bit stupid. But I was like, that would be cool, and obviously it did. So I was like, yeah, okay, I like that. I wish I wouldn't have. I don't know how I did it. Like, it was just I just thought, oh, that's what I think, that'd be cool, and it was. So it was a cool idea, and I did really like the idea of that. Had I not have seen it coming, I would have thought that was really fantastic. So obviously, you know, that kind of detracted from it a little bit. But Josh did a good job of like keeping zip throughout the whole. I feel like had he had done that in the beginning of watching a film that's that long, I would have been like, right, okay, we'll turn it off now. You ruined the whole thing, because like it's, you know, it's annoying. But yeah, so I gave it 3. A little bit of a disappointing one. I am going to probably unhaul it. I can't really see myself watching it again. What do you give? What do you think?
Yeah, it's not as good as when I was a kid, but...
You watched it quite a few times, haven't you?
Yeah, I watched it quite a few times. We used to when I was
find it interesting that you continue to rewatch it, because I find it is quite a slow film. Like, I'm glad I've seen it.
It's different. It's like... So when I was young, I didn't watch many horror films. And like... Or even, I know it's not even a scary film, but it's different to what you... It's not, you know, like SpongeBob or anything when you were a kid. But I'm just saying as an example.
Okay.
Right? So obviously when you're like a little bit younger and you get to watch these sort of films. So it's just, I was watching this film around the same time I was watching... Signs, yeah. But more likely like when I was allowed to even watch like Sleepy Hollow. It wasn't.
See, I never found Sleepy Hollow scary as a kid. Like,
yeah, but it wasn't that I didn't find it scary. It was just the fact that I wasn't actually allowed to watch it. That's the thing. So when I finally was able to watch something like The Village, and it was like it was a rental as well, a video rental.
Yeah, a video VHS.
It was an actual video rental that we got it. Yeah.
What year did this come out?
I don't know, but I remember it being on video. You're going to look it up?
Well, I just put it on my letterbox, so I'll look up what the date is. I'm onto it. I'm here. I've got it. It's 2004. So yeah, it's old.
It's 13 years ago.
How old were you?
13 years ago. I would have been 12.
Right, yeah. 12's kind of old though to be... You weren't
12.
scared though, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay, so you had to wait till you were 12 to watch the 12.
Well, I don't know how they were playing it that way, but like it was just one of those ones where it was one of the first sort of films like that I'd watched, and I thought it was really unique for
it is
one of those films. I've never seen a film like it when I was a kid.
Yeah, I could understand that. I would probably really liked it at 12.
So yeah, obviously it's been a film that I've always, you know, it's got me into the genre probably because it's one of the first different sort of films that I've watched. Obviously, it's not horror, it's not scary, but it's got.
What would you call it?
It's just, it's a creepy twist.
It's not really a thriller either, is it?
Not really. No, it's a. I don't know. You can't put a pin on it.
No. What I think is interesting is the only film that I wasn't like, well, bar like obvious things like something that's like an 18 when I'm trying, the only film I wasn't really allowed to watch when I was really young was Billy Elliot, and I always wanted to watch Billy Elliot for ages and ages, and my mum wouldn't let me watch it until like I think I was like maybe 12 when I was allowed to watch that. I think I wanted to watch it when I was younger. I don't know when Billy Elliot came out. Then again, I don't know, when did Billy Elliot come out? I feel like
80s, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It's like 2001 or something. 2000. It's in the 2000s. I put it on one of my top 80s. Gee, I think maybe it's set like back a bit. So maybe that's what you.
The mining thing, isn't it?
2000, dead on. So 17 years ago. I don't know how old I was, but anyway, I'd wanted to watch it. I wasn't allowed to watch it, and then eventually I was allowed to watch it. And I feel like I'd hyped it up a bit too much. I still love Billy Elliot now, but at the time I remember being like, oh, okay. And then the other film I wasn't allowed to watch was Pet Sematary, which is an 18, which is a Stephen King film. And I was like 11 or something, and it was on the TV, and I think I've told the story before, we recorded it on a VHS because of the song Pet Sematary by the Ramones. And I wasn't allowed to watch it, but we got this VHS, and then one day I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch it anyway. So like I stuck the VHS and watched I don't think I watched the whole thing on the first time watching it, because like it was pretty scary. Like that's the first like proper horror film I saw. Like if you would have watched that Pet Sematary. You watched Pet Sematary years ago because I lent you my DVD and was like, here, watch Pet Sematary. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, but I was really young, and I thought the guy with his head all was scary. And then I didn't watch it in full the first time I watched it, and then like maybe like a year later, so I was like 13 or so, I'd watched like the whole thing. And yeah, that was on a VHS, so that was back in those VHS times as well.
I remember the first film that I had VHS, horror-wise.
That was probably the first. And then again, I think I'd seen Sixth Sense before that.
I remember
because I'd seen that when I was younger. And the others, I'd seen the others, Sixth Sense, I'd seen those films before that.
When I watched The Sixth Sense, I finished it and I was walking to the bathroom.
Oh, you told me this, yeah.
And my twin was in a room.
Oh, I thought it was your other sister.
No, it was...
Did you know Josh is a twin? He's got a girl twin, not a boy twin.
And when I was walking past, she did the most mundane boo ever.
To be fair though, you jump like a little cat anytime anyone does anything. Like I've gone and you go bah. Anyway, sorry.
Watching a film, nothing bothers me. I'm like,
yeah, no, that's what I mean. Watching a film, you wait. I was sat
in watching a film, but I can be jumpy sometimes. Yeah.
You do it all the time.
My sister literally just goes boo, and I literally jumped out of my skin.
So how old were you when you watched Sixth Sense?
I don't know. I would have been younger than when I watched.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Everyone watches Sixth Sense when they're quite young, so I feel like it is kind of a horror film and it is kind of creepy, but you don't. A horror film?
There's that girl with a bloody axe in her head, isn't there?
Yeah, no, it's pretty creepy, but that's what I mean. We all watch them when we were younger and we don't really think much of that. But you then said The Village, you have to wait till you're 12. Anyway, what's the first horror film that you watched? I saw Sixth Sense, I saw the others, but I would say, and then I watched Pet Sematary. So, I also watched Hide and Seek when I was quite young, but I wouldn't really say it's a horror, it's more of a thriller. And then I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 2003 one, when I was quite young as well, and I loved that.
I used to have Goosebumps.
Goosebumps isn't a horror.
It's a Goosebumps film where there was like a robotic werewolf, and I just remember.
I never really watched much of the show.
I remember being terrified of that film the first time I saw it. I was a proper little kid.
I feel like you've done the opposite for me. I felt like when I was younger, I didn't really get scared of horror films or those type of things didn't bother me. And then as I've gotten older, I become more creeped out by certain things. Whereas you used to say you get scared by a bunch of stuff, even like signs. And then as you've gotten older, you don't get scared of anything.
I don't jump at horror films. Like I find them scary.
What was the one you jumped at the other day?
I nearly jumped at.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it now? Because I watched... Oh, I was just saying The Forest.
Oh, The Forest, yeah, which we're going to watch. You watched some of it.
Just there's a couple of jumpy bits in it, but nothing beats signs. When I was a kid, right, I've got... Where I sit, I've got a wall, And
then you told the story in your horror tag.
Yeah, so obviously when the hand comes under the door, I get so
I don't remember
scared,
this bit. I need to watch that again.
I literally slam my head on the wall, like bang, and I'm like, oh my god, that was terrifying.
I love how I just kept the camera on me the whole time, but it's funny because you're like sat in such a weird way. You've got like, I'll have to just hold on.
No, don't, please don't.
Oh, you look so funny.
My eyes, though.
Well, you can't tell that. It's just Josh is
like...
sat weird. He sat like at the end of the bed with like loads of pillows propped up behind his head and like all tucked up and his feet like poking out the end, and he sat like all cozy like in bed.
Yeah, I don't look that cozy.
See, the reason why I didn't show the camera on either is because of this pile of clothes, which is actually all folded clothes.
Yeah, near enough, yeah.
And your work clothes, but for some reason on like a angle, so it looks a bit messy. So I was just like, I'm going to leave you to it. But yeah, you look pretty cozy. You got the Switch ready because we're going to play Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you now because I've got it loading.
Good. Okay, I'm glad we watched the village.
Yeah, you'll get it right
village
one day.
together.